market, round 2. Ready? Buy or sell. Where are we at in the bull market? Are altcoins and Bitcoin ready to run? We have some potential positive metrics to share with you today. Some news on Cardano. We're going to talk a little bit about Kaspa, a little bit about ICP. Did our video with Kyle yesterday. How is the cycle burn rate holding up? Are we going to continue to see deflationary tokenomics from the Internet Computer Protocol? And what does that mean for price in the short and medium term? We'll talk about that. Also, is Solana going to get sold off after FTX's order to pay back $16 billion? They have a massive load of Solana. Are they going to have to sell that to repay their creditors? And if they sell it, is it going to be OTC or is it going to be on the markets? We'll have that discussion and what that could potentially mean for the price of Solana. We have some Swift news. They're pushing forward with integrating with digital assets.
Taylor Swift?
No, the Swift. Oh. Messaging system. Messaging system. Messaging the intro. Let's go.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Flannel Shirt Crypto. Wow. If it is your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel. We take old, boring, stale information and repackage that thing up in a fun and sexy way.
It's gonna be another one of those days.
Do you like this? Do you like this pose? I feel like I'm about to take a school photo.
Wow, it's so good, man. Wow. Chase, can we get a round of applause for RPK over here?
Thank you.
Ashley, are you entertained by the shirt or by Robin's amazing personality?
Neither.
That's a great.
But like, I do need to know where you bought that shirt.
You don't like it? It's a flannel.
You at the
It looks like he bought it from Bass Pro Shops.
Kinda.
Did you buy it from Bass Pro Shops?
We're gonna start this off with a bang, okay? If you like Big Rob's shirt, put a 1 in the chat. If it's don't flannel over here. Put a 2 in the chat. Thank you.
Don't flannel over here, he said. Wow. Today should be a very fun show.
Why?
I don't know. Figure it out. All right. Let's talk. Yesterday, we were talking about, I talked about NASDAQ being up while everything else was down. Dow was down. S&P was flat. But NASDAQ was up over 2%. So I was curious to see where the inflows would come in. Would we see outflows, inflows for the ETF? And we have our answer. We got outflows, 43 million of them, breaking the 2-day inflow run. That's saying the markets can stay irrational longer than you could. What is that saying? The markets can stay irrational.
I don't know this.
You don't know anything because you don't read any books. Now, spot Bitcoin.
You know what I'm saying? The market.
It's a very
common market.
Okay. Anyways.
Market.
Yeah. Never mind. Ashley, do you know what that stands for? I got a better shot of you maybe having an answer than Robin. The answer is still no.
Sure?
I'm very sure. Very, very. There's actually very few things I've been more sure about than asking you that question and maybe getting an answer versus asking this dude and probably not getting an answer.
You're still not getting an answer.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, sorry.
Back to the article here. Spot Bitcoin ETFs in the United States posted total daily net outflows of $44 million on Wednesday, ending a 2-day streak of positive inflows. And then do you want to share this here from Ali Charts? Guys, I don't know this guy, but his stuff is pretty good. So if you're not following him on X, I recommend you go follow him, Ali_charts. There was a spike in the Bitcoin taker buy sell ratio on Binance. This indicates a surge in aggressive buying, a sign of upward momentum ahead. As you can see here from the chart here from CryptoQuant. Where is BTC RN, which means right now, not registered nurse? $58,270. Q Robbins. Bitcoin is pumping. Robin, go ahead.
Yeah, Bitcoin is pumping, baby. This morning, down at 57.2 just a few hours ago, up to 58. You know what? Yesterday we did the show. We were at 57 something. I don't remember what it was.
You thought we'd be at 60K by the end of the show.
I said it was a possibility that we reached 60K.
You said probably.
Didn't quite get there. But anyways, we have seen some very healthy movement. Now it's it might not be as the gains that everyone was looking for.
You know,
but
man, I don't know what's healthier than this 0.83%. I mean, how much better can we really get, man? How much better can we really
I would,
get?
I would be a little happier. Are you okay with her? I'd be a little happier with 58 than say 55, 54.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is we're going in the right direction. It's like we're on this road trip and you're finally, you know, like you're going from East Coast to West Coast. You finally get to LA, right? You've been driving for the last 3 days and, you know, you made good progress. You're almost there, but then you get stuck in traffic right there in the LA
Don't go to LA,
area.
it's a shithole.
Yeah. Tons of traffic right there in the city limits. And so anyways, you get there and you're in that last bit of traffic before the final destination.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now.
then your car blows
so
up.
we've been over here at this consolidation zone. We've been at 58,000, 55, 63, 60,000. Been there for a while, right? Since February is when we got into 60K range. And now we're at the final traffic jam before the initial.
Before the car blows up.
No, before we rally up and
Or we got to call the
get some crazy number.
we gotta
No,
call the
also,
fire.
if you are new, if you're new here,
What is
say hello so we can drop an hola back at you.
Did everyone? Did Starbucks like lace our
Dude,
coffee this morning?
I
with some
did have
LSD?
you know what? I made a coffee this morning.
I mean, I feel. I'm also feeling a little.
And then I had a coffee on the way to here. And that one was a double.
Wow.
Wow.
But anyways, if you're new here, say hello. We got Chris, Cheeky Rat, Falco, Adonis, Marcus, JR, Vosh Stampede, Vish Scoot, to all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Coconut Monkey said, "You look like you got your shirt from a thrift store."
I've also heard lumberjack.
Hold on. You know what? You know, there's been a lot of community engagement today. And so a lot of ones. Crypto Otaku put like 17 ones in there. He's a big fan. So big shout out to them.
Is that your
Also-
alt account?
No, it's not. But a lot of ones, a lot more ones too. So people are vibing with the flannel.
They're
Also,
lying to you.
yeah, the thing.
I'll tell you what, if
You're lying. Put a one in the chat.
If we get to 60K Bitcoin, I will wear a flannel every day next week. You will get by the end of the day, if we get to 60K.
Don't tell me you own 5 flannels.
Hi, Satoshi. Yeah, can you make sure the price does not go over $60,000, please? Thank you.
So, yeah, I will. If we get to 60K by the end of the
Everyone sell.
day,
Put in short orders.
I will wear a flannel.
God help me. I do not want to watch
Monday-
this dude walk in with a flannel every day for a
Monday
week.
through Friday. I'm gonna have different. I'm gonna have the red, the typical red flannel. I'm also gonna do.
The typical red flannel.
Yeah, but then they also have some other ones like white flannel. I don't know if you ever seen that before. It's something.
Oh my God, Robin, tell us about the colors on the rainbow.
Something
What
nobody's,
other colors do
something
we have,
nobody's
Robin?
ever seen before.
Let's
white
start with the
flannel.
primary colors.
And then, yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
blue flannel, purple.
this is blue flannel.
That's more gray.
Blue.
Or it's worn out, faded.
Kind of like you. All right, so,
Fair enough. Coconut Monkeys said he's been watching for a couple weeks now. We're happy you keep coming back. We appreciate you, Coconut. Thank you so much. All right. What are your thoughts on what are we even talking about?
no idea.
Bitcoin outflows. Surprised? Not surprised. A lot of buy orders. Thoughts?
Irrelevant.
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 You think ETF flows are
I
irrelevant?
told you, man. It just tells you what's going on with the markets currently, right? That's literally all it is.
So then how is that irrelevant?
But it doesn't move the markets.
Hey guys, we have metrics that tell you what's going on in the markets, but hey, those are actually irrelevant. So don't pay no mind to it.
Exactly.
Makes zero sense.
Yep.
Great. Also, shout out to
JR just joined the center community. And then
you know what JR said? I'm assuming that's
we
a dude.
have an animation for it says member. I don't know. We have 3 tiers. There's 3 buttons over there. There we go.
There we
Welcome. Hey, welcome to the crypto.
You know what JR said? JR said, you know what? I'm a strong, independent man. I don't need no Jimmy to give me membership. I'm going to buy my own, Ashley.
And we're also looking for our
I'm not gonna buy
newest.
my own.
We're looking for our newest whale member. Ashley will personally give you a shout out if
I
you
will.
join. Okay, that's our whale member, but we are saving this. We haven't seen it. Y'all haven't seen it in a while, but if we get a new whale member, you'll get your name in the credits. We roll that badass little clip there.
Every show.
Yeah, there you go.
And we do something special for the whales for Bitcoin Las Vegas next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be a surprise.
Been a while. Been a whale while.
Dad jokes. Yeah. Great. Okay. Let's talk about Cardano since, Bitcoin ETF flows don't matter. Cardano gains traction. Is more upside ahead for ADA. And I could have swore I had some stuff highlighted here, but I guess I did not. So anyways, we know Cardano's metrics have gone up. We talked about this earlier this week and towards the end of last week. We take a look at where Cardano is on the day. It is up 3%, up 8.7% on the last 7 days. Take a look at the 7-day chart for ADA. Nice grind upwards from a low of around 30.65 cents, currently sitting at 36 cents. Cardano, let's face it, has been, from a price standpoint, has been an underperformer this market. But from an advancement and let's get stuff done standpoint, I can argue they've probably made the most progress. I mean, to take your chain, to take your network and make it essentially the largest governance in the world, right, with the most amount of members, and with everything Cardano has done, I think it should not be lost on people. What are your thoughts on where Cardano is? 35.6 cents. What's your? I don't know if I've asked you this before or it's been a while, but what's your top bull market top for Cardano? What's your the best case scenario for price?
I'll just say this. A lot of the other community-driven projects have seen these big rallies already, or have kind of had these big volume spikes just kind of out of nowhere, right? And I think it's Cardano's turn next. No, I mean, grounded in solid fundamentals, a community that's growing, dApps that are, they're increasing their dApp library or ecosystem. We were at Rare Evo, which was a Cardano-centric convention here in Vegas. And you know what? I'm really excited about the direction there. And so I don't really have any negatives to say about Cardano other than when price go up, right? And so and as cringe as that sounds, I mean, I know a lot of you are holding the ADA token and hopeful that the price will accumulate or explode, and I think that it's around the corner. Anything other than sentiment. I know if you go back on a historical chart, we did see Cardano get up to 70 cents earlier this year, back in March, and it's been tame ever since. But I do think that we're primed for another breakout. I think the one thing that's kind of holding it back is the price of Bitcoin. I know that sounds a little weird here, but I think that once we get that breakout in Bitcoin, then we're going to see that big moves from the alts. And I think that Cardano leads the charge this coming breakout. So if you're in my camp where you think that we're going to get this big rally out of Bitcoin at the end of the month or sometime in September, David thinks in October, whichever case it is, within the next 20 to 45, 60 days, if we do get that breakout on Bitcoin, I think that you're going to see very, very, very strong performance out of Cardano. Will we get back up to that 70 cents range? I think so. I think that it is. I think it's got everything needed. All the fuel is there. You just need that match spark, and I think Bitcoin's price movement will be exactly that.
Did you say 70 cents?
Yeah. Why?
Just curious. I'm sorry. I was looking at something. Did you give a?
Oh, you did ask for a all-time or for a top for the bull market.
Yeah.
I think $2.20.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bearish. Why are you so bearish on Cardano?
No, I just think that the altcoins are going to. No, it's nothing against.
That's pretty bearish. To not make a new all-time high is bearish. You can't argue that.
The way I look at it is I think that the altcoin markets are going to underperform people's expectations across the board. I do think that there will be some outliers out there, but I think the outliers are going to be lower on the market cap list. So a top 10 asset, and I think this holds true for Solana, for XRP, for Cardano, for Avalanche, Shiba Inu, Chainlink. I just don't see these big market cap projects getting this parabolic run up that we saw in 2021. I think that you get a modest returns compared to last bull market, but I do think that we're at 30 cents, 35 cents to be exact. And I think that $2.20 is kind of where I think. And you know what? If I'm wrong and Cardano outperforms, we see that $5, $6, $7 Cardano, wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be floored. I wouldn't be like a gasping here. That's what crypto does. But if you're asking my opinion, right now I'd probably say about $2.20. Just a very, very healthy
I
return.
think it's a little bearish, but hey, you're entitled to your opinion.
What do you think?
I'm more in the $5 to $6 range.
Yeah.
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 I think, we always talk about Cardano being very retail driven. And yes, I agree with that. But I think what they're doing in Argentina, can you imagine, like, you have the world's first blockchain, essentially, right? So to say, with the amount of stake pool operators they have, for a project that started where Cardano started, and now it's completely decentralized with a governing body and a constitutional committee, something that's really not been done before, as far as how they're doing it with Voltaire. You don't think people are going to want to have exposure to that ecosystem or at least participate in it? I think people are. And then you add in what's going to happen with the adoption and people needing to use Cardano for transactions, for setting up dApps, for building anything else you need the gas token for. I think Cardano is primed for a nice bull market. I definitely think it's going to eclipse this last bull market all-time highs.
And then I do want to rally the troops here. We haven't done it in a little while. Let's get an OLA train going. So what we like to do is spam our own chat. Most channels say, no, please don't do that. We don't like that mess in here. But we buck that trend. We say, hey, put an OLA on the chat. OLA. Put OLA. Let's see how many OLAs we can get. We got 200 people here. If we can get 150 OLAs in the chat, I put the first one down. We'd love to see. It helps us out. The more chat engagement we have, the more it promotes our channel. So have at it.
Wow, thank you.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's right.
BlackRock has said Bitcoin, quote, could be a hedge against increasing global disorder and declining trust in governments, banks, and fiat currencies. Do with that information as you will. We are talking about the world's largest asset manager, pretty much going out there and telling the people what we've been saying for the last 10 years. Moving on, some Kaspa news, and we'll get into some ICP, and then we'll jump into the markets. So, KRC, 3 days away, bringing smart contract functionality to the Kaspa mainnet. This is from Casplex, the builders of KRC. Even though the Casplex mainnet launch hasn't started, many developers and projects have been building on Kaspa. Guess what? Integration with centralized exchanges and mining pools is already in progress. We are gearing up for takeoff. We got a big announcement very soon from an exchange in the United States listing Kaspa that is not Kraken. We'll talk about that at some point over the next week or two. But Robin, Kaspa, what are you expecting? How do you see this thing playing out? KRC token goes live. You think we see a pump into the weekend once it goes live on the 15th, which is what? The Monday.
Yeah.
Right? What do you foresee happening?
I think that you're going to get a lot of new users or a lot of people that are going to be excited to use the KRC20s. I think that as soon as you got some platforms and dApps that are ready to go, and you got some DEXs, I think there's going to be a launch of meme coins. I think that meme coins are going to be very strong on meme coins are strong on community-driven projects. And you know what? It's not lacking of fundamentals, but you know what? The very, very strong area for Kaspa is its community. And we see it all the time. The community is very rambunctious. They're in the chats all the time. They're all over the place. So we know Kaspa community is strong. So wouldn't be surprised to see a meme coin pop up, gain tons of traction, bring a lot of eyeballs to the network. And if you couple that with some new exchange listings, I know they haven't had that Coinbase or that Binance listing that a lot of people have been waiting for, but they've been onboarding lots of new exchanges outside of those. So they are adding liquidity. They are bringing on more users to the network. We're bringing in more more buyers, more wallet holders. So for me, I think that everything's going in the right direction, and I think that this increase in utility, increase in user and network activity is going to be very, very big. Wouldn't be surprised to see Caspa 2x within the short term. I'd like to see maybe that 35-cent Caspa within the next, say, 6 weeks. What do you think?
I think closer to like 25, 26 cents.
I think 35 cents. I do think it gets a little volatile. I think that a lot of people overestimate the returns that they're going to get from the KRC 20s. So I do think it gets up to that 40, 45 cent level pretty quick, maybe 50 cents, and then maybe pulls back and kind of consolidates back down to like 30 something.
Will you be celebrating by buying a KRC token?
Yeah, I think so. I'm excited. I'm gonna buy some projects. I don't know if it'll be meme coins. I don't know if it'll be DEX driven coins.
Got to buy some
like
Nacho, man.
So maybe, we saw like the Jupiter exchange with the Jupe token. I know there was an airdrop, but that became very popular, kind of exchange that came out of nowhere. Perhaps Caspa gets something very comparable. And so I'm not pigeonholing myself to simply say, hey, I'm going to buy meme coins. Whatever is very trendy in the ecosystem, I'm going to get exposure to. So,
okay. Let's talk about Internet Computer Protocol. It's official. It's from Fabio, Zero to Hero Zombie. It just happened, smashed 10 trillion cycles burned and reached 11 trillion cycles burned per second. Take a look at ICP circulating supply over the last 7 days. It is on the decline. What does this mean? That means the token itself is becoming deflationary, much like we talk about with Ethereum, where it does not have a max capped supply. The way you get the token deflationary is you get the cycle burns. People use the tokens, and then as long as there's more tokens being burnt than there are tokens being issued, you are deflationary. Which obviously, as more buy pressure and demand comes in, tokens deflationary. You see volatile price movements to the upside. That's the circulating supply. If we take a look at the total ICP burned, you can see this is up as well. Take a look at over the last month. This thing has gone up and to the right. Everyone's question, though, is, will this be sustained, right? We talked about this with Kyle yesterday in our video, is, hey, we've seen a lot of projects where they onboard a dApp and it just absolutely explodes. Look at Toncoin, right? Toncoin, what was it that launched that kind of dogs? People were minting the dog token, dogs. Completely shut the network down. We saw what happened with Solana with the meme coin frenzy. Although the network did not go out, over 70% failed transactions. We've seen it across the board. ICP, everything was fine. So I asked Kyle, I said, hey, if we get 10 more Bob Dot funds, that level of usage and transactions, how would ICP fare? And he said, look, we got 1,000 validators on the sideline ready to spin up more subnets if we need it. So what do you forecast with ICP moving forward? I feel like they have so much to offer in terms of technology and integration and interoperability. And then once people jump on the platform and see how great it is and how reliable it is, and things you can get there that you won't be able to get in any other layer one, I think once people realize that, you're like, okay, shit, well, maybe we should launch our project on ICP. What are your thoughts?
I'm really excited about ICP because of its momentum. And so for me, I'm always to say, like, what is the market's interested in? Where is movement? We just talked about Cardano, and I'm like, hey, you know what? The momentum is going to come once it kind of breaks out, and once it starts catching some momentum, maybe it'll get kicked off. The fuel is there. We're just waiting for Bitcoin's price to pop off. But one that has momentum right now is ICP. And so for me, a year ago, ICP was at $2. So, I mean, right now, over $8. We're over a 4x from where it was a year ago. And back in March, it was damn near $20. It was like at $19 or $18, $19. So, I'm just thinking to myself, like, look, this thing is already ran pretty hot and heavy, got damn near to $20, and it's 4x from where it was at the bottom of last year. or of a year ago. And so for me, I look at the community, everything that I like to look for in a project to get allocation to, ICP checks the boxes, right? I mean, they have the community, they have the momentum, they have the infrastructure, they have an AI play if that's your thing. I mean, the only thing I haven't really seen on ICP, I mean, they check all the boxes. The only thing I really haven't seen from ICP is Web3 and gaming. I think that's the only vertical that they're kind of, behind. And I'm not saying that this is any kind of gripe. If anything, I think it boasts their use case utility, versatility, is that they have their hands in everything. And so smart contracts, Oracle done on chain, the AI play, they have the meme coins, they have the dexes, they have the liquidity, they have the listings, they have everything.
These are all your ICP games, by the way.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're non-existent. I'm just saying that they haven't
like a mainstream one.
Yeah, they haven't broke out mainstream. And so I know they're there, and maybe one of these Web3 and gaming will take off. And I'd love to see it. I think that they are set to pop, bro. And so pretty bullish there.
There's just so much. I mean, I don't get how you look at something like this. The only gripe I can see people having is the way the token was launched and, the tokenomics side of it and how it was pumped up $700. Outside of that, if you dig in and actually look into what they're doing and what they're capable of doing, I find it hard to believe that any intelligent individual can come away from researching this thing and be like, yeah, that thing sucks. Just not possible.
Did want to give a little love to the chat here. If you are new, say hello. We have Mr. Bergoni, no name, John Doe, K. Jared, Jaya, Leo, Capil, Joaquim Lopez, who put Ola with an H. No H up in here, thank you. And then you got Spider Fingers, Ryan Randall, Atarkon, Fishing Fetish, Paul Clinton, and then Cohen Rad and Eric T. To all of you, hola! Welcome.
Fetish. Do you have a fetish?
Get out of here, man.
Is reading that hard for you?
It's difficult. It's difficult.
It's difficult?
It's difficult.
Oh,
It's not my strong suit.
I can tell.
Audiobooks.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Audiobooks.
Ashley with the 1-2. Unreleased footage of Kamala has finally been released. Have you seen this?
Will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor in economics, and he taught her well. But when you look...
That's funny. It kind of looks like that's what she would look like. All right, before we move forward, I do want to give a big thank you to today's channel sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by Legacy Network. The Legacy Academy app is live, has been live on Apple and Google Play Store. If you want to combine learning with earning rewards and eventually making money with their LGCT token that is not launched yet, but you can earn the tokens in your wallet. Download the app, Legacy Academy, join the Telegram. The link is in the description of this video. Let's take a look at the markets here.
All right. So we got Bitcoin, that healthy 58.4, little up from where we were when we started the show at 58.2. Just saying, hey, man, is it going to be
So much
flannel
change.
shirt week next week? Will we get to 60K? Holding my breath. All right. So getting into the altcoins, some of the top performers, you got WorldCoin up 12%, making ground in the top 100. This is something that fell out of the top 100 a couple weeks ago, or broke back into the top 100 a couple weeks ago. So if you're a fan of WorldCoin for some reason, it's doing pretty well. Also, Sui.
I'm sorry, hold on.
12%.
Who's
Yo.
going to be a fan of WorldCoin?
You know what? I went to a meetup and I was talking to some of the WorldCoin members, and you know what? They got a lot going on. It's not. There's a lot behind it. There's a lot behind it. Now I think that the orb eye scanning thing kind of freaked people out. They scrapped that part of the chain, the optic biometrics. That's no longer part of their business model. And so if that was kind of your hold up on maybe getting into the WorldCoin ecosystem, I don't know. very promising. Maybe we'll do a video on WorldCoin. I think that might be something we should explore.
Yeah, probably not.
Beamcoin, the Beam up 10%. The Beamcoin, yeah, that's right. And then Binary X. So a lot of green. So we got several projects up 10% on the 24 hours. And then you look at the 7-day. Look at artificial superintelligence. I wanted to highlight this because this is a project that we've been very outspoken on. We've been covering Fetch AI particularly, and that obviously merged into the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance token or coin, and for that, lots of movement, and it's at number 24 in the market cap. Do you think that this could be something that could break into the top 10, David?
I think so. Yeah.
You
I
think
think
so?
I think the narrative's there. Yeah.
So top 10. So currently at a $3.5 billion market cap. So to break into the top 10, we're looking at a 3x. And so, currently, if you're looking at its current price, 3x, we are right around $5 and some change on ASI. Is that something that you think
I
is
can see
realistic?
it happen. Yeah.
I think so.
I mean,
wouldn't be
we
surprised.
both agree that this bull market is not going to be the same as the last bull market. Just like the last bull market wasn't the same as the one before that.
And this bull market, kind of what I was saying before.
I think the diminishing returns for a majority of altcoins will be even more heightened.
What I'm anticipating this bull market is that you'll see big gains out of fewer projects, right? But I think that you're going to get those big parabolic returns that you would expect in a bull market from the altcoins. But I do think that instead of it being blanketed across all altcoins like we saw in 2021, it's going to be ones that, have that community, that have that utility, that have real world use case. And, look no further than these quality projects like ASI, like Cardano. So the ones that I'm seeing that people are building on and, people are actually using, ones that I'm really bullish on. And I think that, Fetch plus Ocean Protocol and Singularity Net, the three working together, the utility is gonna be there, right? I don't for a second think that they're not gonna deliver on a badass product. And so they're gonna be the king of AI, at least in the short to medium term, unless somebody knocks them off the block here later on. But I think even if someone does knock them off the block, it's not for years. And so for this bull market, if you have an AI play, fading ASI, I think is foolish.
Not fading. Gary Gensler being under investigation is. Wait, I lost myself there. Anyways, SEC Chairman Gary Gensler is under investigation by top Republican lawmakers for engaging in suspected political favoritism in his hiring practices. No way. No way. We never could have seen this coming, guys. We have, speaking of Gary Gensler and his favorite coin out there, XRP, Grayscale is proud to announce the creation of a new single asset crypto investment fund, the Grayscale XRP Trust, which will be available through private placement, meaning, hey, you watching, unless you're an institution or accredited investor, you cannot have some of this. Available to eligible and accredited investors. Read the press release. So a lot of people are saying, hey, this is the first step to getting an XRP spot ETF. I will neither confirm nor deny, but there you have it. We also have this. FTX prepares $16 billion repayment. Planned Solana sales will sold price crash. As FTX gears up to repay its investors starting in Q4, it is expected to speed up its Solana sales to raise the required funds. The court ordered FTX to repay the credit up to $16 billion, which the company intends to do in stablecoins. I read again, $16 billion, which the company intends to facilitate in stablecoins. Pretty big. To avoid affecting Solana's market price, FTX, go away. FTX and Alameda are likely to sell their Solana holdings through over-the-counter, so OTC. Earlier this year, Pantera Capital announced plans to raise $250 million from investors to purchase Solana from FTX at a 39% discount. This has been one of the bigger gripes with Solana is it's a VC coin. And when you talk about a company like Pantera purchasing $250 million with a 40% pretty much profit already built in. One can only assume, Robin, that as a venture capital firm, your job is to make money. There's going to be some sell pressure. Is it too risky to be in Solana right now with everything going on, Robin?
I don't think it's too risky. I think that that is a portion of your portfolio that you should not ignore. I like the Solana play in the same way that I have exposure long term to Bitcoin. I diversify my portfolio with some Ethereum because I'm still hyper bullish on Ethereum, even though it is bleeding against the rest of the markets. But that's more or less since the last bull market. Will it rebound? Will it outperform the alts? I think so. And so for me, I still have a healthy portion of my portfolio in Ethereum, but I also have my Solana play, and I'm not going to fade it because you cannot discount the fact that so many people are using Solana. There's so much total value locked on chain. There is so many dApps. And when people make a lot of money in crypto, they're going to spend it on stupid crap like NFTs, like meme coins. And I think that the next king of memes and also to NFTs is going to be Solana, at least more so than Ethereum. And so
You say the next king. It's kind of already king, isn't it?
that's what I mean. I think the only thing that it hasn't really overtaken is Ethereum on NFTs. And NFTs are kind of dying, but Solana we saw made a lot of ground on an NFT sector. And I know that a lot of people are expecting NFTs to be dead. And maybe it is not going to be the NFT of old where, you have, tens, 10, 20, 100 Ethereum for one JPEG. Maybe those days are gone, but I would not fade the NFT ecosystem. And I do think that NFTs will expand on their use case and utility a little bit more so than we've seen before, where it's just a simple picture. Perhaps NFTs will expand to, more versatility for rewards in different areas. Maybe if you own an NFT, you'll be subject to airdrops from other projects, things of that nature. And so I wouldn't also not discount the fact that real world businesses out here, tech companies, would like to run different promotions with NFTs. We saw that, the likes of Starbucks and McDonald's and Nike and all of these different companies dabbled into NFTs last bull market. Will they get back in? I think so. And if that happens, I think that they're going to command a big chunk of the market, whether or not you believe in NFTs or not.
So speaking of NFTs, this gap used to be so wide. You have over the last 30 days, NFT sales on Ethereum, 128 million. NFT sales on Solana, 70.7. This gap used to be like Ethereum 20-fold of what the next blockchain is. And here you have Solana, just what, 1.5x away?
Yeah.
From overtaking Ethereum?
That's what I'm saying. And I think that NFTs, what do NFT market represent? Like what is
Degenerates.
Yeah, but degenerates with money, with new gains, and so when you get into a bull market, that's why we saw the NFTs pop off towards the back end of the bull market. It's because a lot of people were in massive profit, right? They had got early exposure to Solana or Bitcoin, or they bought Ethereum at $100 or maybe $800, whatever it is, Cardano at 5 cents. And so you had a lot of people that made big money in the crypto markets, and they were rolling those over into really speculative sectors, which like NFTs. And so people saw value in it themselves. Now we can look in hindsight and be like, there wasn't much value in NFTs, but at the time they were like, hey man, you know what? This is the future, NFT tokenized on blockchain, and so art, let the artist, monetize this. Whatever the narrative was, people saw value in it and they were up a massive profit and they just threw money at dumb crap. And this isn't just something that happens in crypto. This happens in the regular markets too. And so if you see that in, the S&P 500 and tech stocks are booming, Tesla is all of a sudden 10x, people made money on all of these different companies, all these different stocks. What do? They buy more speculative stocks. They start buying this GameStop, that, things of that nature, things that they think they're going to get some big returns just because they got a lot of extra loose cash laying around. That's what happens in a bull market. So I think that the speculative chains, right, or the ones that can spin up all these different projects that come out of nowhere, I think Solana is the bread and butter for that. And so I can't fade Solana. You got to have a place for it, man.
Regular bread and butter or toasted bread and butter? Or does that hurt the roof of your mouth?
What is up with you and bread and butter? I'm not understanding.
Anyways, let's talk about Swift.
You're like the guy that just eats bread and butter at the dinner table and then is full and doesn't eat any of his entree because you went.
That's not true because we've been to dinner together.
Yeah, you're right.
Now you're just lying.
But I go through all the courses: bread, butter, then appetizer,
You eat the butter separate
then
from the bread?
entree, then I eat your entree.
Dude, instead of putting the butter on the bread, he eats the bread and then takes the butter and just like. And,
That's how you made it sound. Is that what you do?
Yeah, I mean,
He said
there's
yeah.
no mercy at my dinner table. You know, I take it all down.
Interesting.
I'm a healthy eater.
Hmm.
I'm a healthy eater.
Real healthy. Bread and butter is real healthy. Man.
Mhm.
Anyways, let's talk about Swift. Not Taylor Swift, but Swift, the messaging system to streamline adoption of digital assets on its network. Excuse me. Swift, the financial messaging network supporting the international payment system, is working towards a broader adoption of digital assets and currencies. This includes the use of regulated crypto assets. What does that mean? According to Swift, the goal is to enable work members or network members to tap into their Swift connection for transactions that leverage both traditional currencies and digital assets. Well, you might be asking, Robin, how are they going to do that? What blockchain, what project has the capabilities of bridging both regular ass currencies and not so regular currencies like digital assets? There's one name that comes to mind, and that name is Chainlink. Partnership with blockchain and crypto platforms have been part of the progress, with one notable collaboration involving Chainlink. They are directly working together, Chainlink and Swift, to be able to connect private and public blockchain, private and public assets, Web 2 and Web 3 assets with the CCIP protocol for Chainlink. Guys, if you send money to anyone via the traditional banking system, you are going through Swift. So the amount of money they move back and forth, the amount of value is in the trillions, is in the quadrillions. So this is pretty big. Robin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it many times in the past. You know what? These outdated systems are either going to be forced to upgrade and become more efficient, and leveraging blockchain is an obvious fix for for us being deep rooted into crypto. We know that its advantages as far as speed and authentication, verification, safety, and I think that that's the big thing for a platform like Swift organization. They can't fuck up, right? You need to send money internationally, and you cannot have that fail. It needs to be auditable. It needs to make sure it gets there. And so if you're going to send money from bank to bank, it has to be reliable. And I think that Chainlink is the bedrock of reliability, accountability, and safety. And so not surprised there.
Doesn't this tell you that we're closer than we're farther, as far as digital assets being hit mainstream and kind of being more included in the?
I think this bull market is going to seem like it snuck up on people, but it's being built out
for years.
For years, and we've been talking about it for the last 12 months. And we've been talking about, like, look what BlackRock's doing. Look at Chainlink. Look at Swift. We look at there's tons of examples, and I do think that all of a sudden you're going to start seeing that companies, central banks, nation states, and just the masses in general are going to start using blockchain and not even aware of it, right? They're gonna send their transactions. It's going to be a lot cheaper. And they're like, hey, you know what? This international wire transfer all of a sudden is 30% cheaper. And I don't know why. They don't care. They're just happy they're saving money. But at the end of the day, perhaps it's going to be off of the rails of blockchain. And so at the end of the day, Swift probably makes more money because, it's faster, more efficient. And then perhaps the end user is going to save money as well. And I think that is the Trojan horse that's going to bring in a lot of new users into crypto that a lot of us aren't talking about.
I agree. You know what a lot of people are also not talking about? Tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Friday the 13th. Are any of you superstitious, Ashley?
No.
No? Are you going to go get like a 13 tattoo? You know they do those like $5.
I do want to get a Friday the 13th tattoo, but I just know I'm going to hate it as soon as I get it.
Yeah. I mean, looking at your tattoos now, not the best choice.
That is not nice.
Sorry.
Not nice.
I mean, Better than what this dude has. We know what he has.
Okay, yeah, we know what he has.
We're not going to say what he has, but definitely better than what this guy has.
Awful.
Yeah.
At least mine are like cute and flowers and butterflies.
Yeah, that's still pretty lame. Chase, do you have
Okay.
tattoos? You do?
Yeah, I got some.
I feel like Chase used to have like a teardrop
I
tattoo here,
actually
then you got it covered up.
I actually got a Friday the 13th tattoo. It's a little mushy.
Friday the 13th tattoo.
Yeah, I'm
Get
not
one.
getting it. I have 0 tattoos. I intend to
Also, big shout out to K Double Beeves, the Bitcoin realist, William Santana, Jay, D Crypto, Turbo 2D, Sir Save a Lot, to all of you. Hola! Welcome.
Sure, save a lot. Save the date. Tomorrow, Friday the 13th, we'll be back on YouTube. With that being said, we are done for today. To all the new people, make sure you subscribe. Check out all of our content we have on the channel. Drop some likes and drop some comments. We do our best to comment to every single one of your comments, unless they're just stupid and serve no purpose for conversation. With that being said, Chase, you did really good at that. We're going to have you train Rocco on that. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to come back tomorrow. We got Forrest joining us. It's going to be a great show. We love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.